Hey guys, welcome to another cook with me session. We're going to make Arroz Amarillo con Pollo. So I start my crock pot off at the bottom with some onions and cut peppers of every color, the green, red, yellow, and the orange. And then I have my clean drumsticks here, and I'm going to get them seasoned with my favorite, some adobo, some garlic powder, of course. I'm also going to throw in some garlic salt, some onion powder, and some poultry season. I use this as my everything go-to when I use chicken or turkey. And of course I go ahead and top it off with some parsley. So I can't leave out the complete. You gotta have that in there. And make sure I get that mixed completely well. I want to get every inch of that chicken, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss not one part. Now, I had 6 pieces of chicken. I do have a small crock pot here. Feel free to use 12 pieces if you have a big family. Again, if you guys don't know, I live alone, so I only needed 6 pieces. So go ahead and adjust the servings to your family in your home. I'm making sure I don't miss any seasonings, and I definitely make sure before I put that lid on to top off with the remaining half of my onion and bell peppers. Make sure I cover up every inch because I don't want my chicken to dry out. I want it to be completely moist. Look at that, completely covered and ready to cook for about 4 hours on low. Now, halfway through the chicken, I went ahead and started preparing my rice. You guys can go ahead and prepare rice how you do it. This is honestly how I do it, but you don't want to cook your rice all the way. And since I forgot to add a bay leaf, I went ahead and added that in right there. My rice is about halfway done here. I didn't cook it all the way because there's a trick that we're about to do. I'm making sure I fish out that bay leaf because you don't want to eat that. I go ahead and then I start adding my frozen mixed vegetables. I add frozen mixed vegetables. You guys feel free to use fresh if you like, but frozen mixed vegetables work just as fine. Remember, our rice is not completely done. You don't want to completely cook it yet because here is the tricky part. This pan was a little too small, so I had to go ahead and transfer it over to a bigger pot so I wouldn't make such a huge mess, because clearly I end up cooking more rice than I intended. And since now that we're about to pour in our chicken stock, or the juices from our chicken, because I didn't use chicken stock, I used the juices from our chicken to make sure that we had a flavorful arroz con pollo. So I'm taking out the chicken from the crock pot. Again, I had about 6 pieces, and look how lovely that looks. It looks so good. And there we go, our little homemade little au jus from our juice from the chicken. Go ahead and make sure I mix that perfectly fine. Now this is how we get it to become arroz amarillo. You add your turmeric powder, and you want to make sure you add enough to where your rice turn yellow, and season it up real good with some Sazon, some adobo. And I promise, if you use enough adobo and enough Sazon, you will not need chicken bouillon. I know a lot of people season their yellow rice with chicken bouillon, but if you season it really well with the adobo and the Sazon, trust me, you would definitely not miss the chicken bouillon. But if you feel free to add it if you think you need it. I mean, I didn't need it, so trust me, this recipe is a go-to. Now I'm adding the chicken right on top, and the remaining vegetables such as the onions here as well as the bell pepper. Trust me, I didn't skip a beat. Anything that went in that crock pot went in this rice. So I pressed that down, and I honestly let the rest of the juices of the chicken cook in the rice for about a good 5 to 10 minutes to definitely make sure I got that rice nice and fluffy. You see how fluffy and beautiful that rice is looking? So what I did was just go ahead and put the lid on top. Like I told you, I let it cook for about another 5 to 10 minutes to make sure it was completely fluffy. And that's my meal. I went ahead and plated myself a big old plate of rice. I only needed one piece of chicken because again it's just me, but again, like I told you guys, feel free to adjust the serving how you like it. And this is exactly how I make yellow rice with chicken, or Arroz Amarillo con Pollo. Hopefully you guys really did enjoy this recipe. It was nice, it was simple, it was easy. I used a crock pot, so it was definitely not something that I had to take a rush to do. And let me know in the comments if you guys tried it, and if you did, let me know if you enjoyed it. Thank you.